Hello and welcome to Trains in Viatic and a Wednesday night quickie. Today we're going to have a quick look at how to set up this Dapol signal. It's one of our older versions, so I'll go through how to set it up and I might even show you one set up on the layout. This is one of the Dapol's working signals. Before I open it, I want to just stress that there's two different versions of the Dapol signal control system, and using this instructional video on the other version could cause damage to your equipment. So just make sure you have the correct version. Read the instructions and then just double check that it matches my video. So, the only ones I know at the moment which are the new versions, and the ones I've seen which are new version have a few giveaways at the new version. The ones I have seen are the O gauge, I know that those are the new version, and the double-headed signals. One of the big giveaways is a big black box at the bottom because they have changed the way it's controlled. So I'll show you, do an unboxing of this, show you how to get it to work on analog supply, and then I might even go up into the attic and show you how to run it DCC, because Train Tech do a little module which means you can DCC it, but when I go up into the attic it will be my version of this which is already installed in the railway, so that I don't need to drill holes and that kind of thing. So I'll quickly pause the camera and then we can look at the box. This came in very nice packaging. I did go and try to give this a bit of abuse because I just chucked it in my bag and then bought it. Then you got all the safety stuff on the back, and even a magic code which you can scan with your mobile phone. So to get into this, you pull the back off, and in here you have the instructions. Nice colourful instructions, but a sealed bag, so you do need some destructive force to get into it. So you have a two-sided instructions. So installation, fit into the baseboard, power supply which is 12 volts, wiring your signals, so then which wires, then it gives you what the other wires do, operating your signals, how to actually control the signals. And you can see on the diagram you have your 12 volts DC coming in, and then your control wires coming out. And as we know, my Gauge Master controller have a nice 12 volt supply, so that means we can test this on the desk. And if you haven't seen my video for this controller, there should be a link just wherever my finger is, just here right now, so you can watch last week's quickie. So let's take it out of the box. I can't remember where I got this from, I can't remember the cost, so I apologise on that. This is one of our newer lattice frame models, and it is a SR lattice semaphore signal home. And a few bits to notice on this is you've got your control rod, which I have heard cases of it not being fixed. It can come loose during the travel. Then you've got LED, which is just in there. This is a very nice lattice work, and it's plastic. Then you have a ladder on the top. Then you have the base, which go on top of your baseboard. Then you have where all the magic happens, so you need to have that depth on your layout, plus a wire, so that depth. Let's go and get my overside ruler and see how much space that take. So if you were to 6 centimeters underneath the layout, it should fit, and you need to pre-drill a 14mm hole to fit this in. So everything I say is in the instructions. So to fit it on the board, you unscrew this, which I don't need to do because I'm just going to operate it on the table. Then on the underside, you have 4 wires coming out, and they have been nice to label this. Sorry about that sudden cut, I pressed the wrong button. But first thing you see when you go to the wire is this big warning label. I wanted to try to make it full screen, but I can't easily. It just go out of focus. But this is on the 2 yellow wires, so I'll zoom back out and then we can see everything. So you have a elastic band kind of thing on there, which is a pain to get off, but it does come off. There we go, it comes off like so. And then we get our 4 wires. So like I said, you got your black and red, which are your power rails, and this is reiterated in the instructions. And red is your positive, so black is your negative. I'll just connect this to my controller, then we can have a play. You can now see I have connected it to the power, and you can see the LED there. And then to change the position, you just touch the 2 wires, and you can see this have now gone green and red. Other options, rather than just touching the wire, are push to make buttons or push to make switches. Or if you're being really clever, you can have a relay. But the thing with this is whenever you touch it, it only changes to the next state. You can't set it to red or green. But the Train Tech module, which I'm about to show you in a moment, gets around that in a nifty way. As you set it up once, and then when you send your DCC command, it will change it to the appropriate way. And the other thing with Train Tech is they do make a module for the new version. I don't know if it's out yet or not, but I do know that it's something they were planning to produce and it's in the catalogue. So let's go up into the attic and see the train tech module, how to wire it up, and the working signal on my layout, which isn't this one. You can now see directly in front of you my already installed Dapol signal. If I turn off the light, you can see a small light shining through it. It's much more obvious by eye. If I go into my ECOS and go into the correct page, which isn't that one, it should be that one, pressing this button, this will change it from red to green. And then pressing it again, back to red. So this has been done via a small module I bought from Train Tech. I'll now take us underneath the board and show you what it looked like. I do apologise, I've lent my friend my studio light, so it's going to be a bit dark underneath here. But let's take you underneath the camera, underneath the board. So about the dodgy angle and the dodgy lighting. So this is a control module. You've got the DCC signal going in. You've got the power coming out. And then you've got the yellow wires coming out. The yellow wires are what's controlled, the black and red are the power. And this is all fed via the DCC signal. So you can see the module there. And the nice thing with this module, it can do two outputs. So if you're going DCC, you need to consider this. So let's take you out from underneath here and talk to you up on the top. So about that dodgy camera angle, but it was the best way I could show the thing, the control unit. Just to finish that bit off, the Dapol signals do make a bit of sound when they're being used, and I want to get my hands on the new version, but the cost will be holding me back for the time being. So that's that bit. Now for a bit of housekeeping for the channel. This weekend, so Saturday and next Saturday, I got shows coming up. This weekend is Basingstoke, next weekend is Ali Pali. As I got something on in the morning on Saturday for this week, the video potentially will be late. I'm looking at getting it done by up by 8. If I can get it up for the normal time, I will do, but if it's slightly late, don't worry about it. Then next weekend is Ali Pali show, so I'll be up in Ali Pali for the, I can't remember the official name of the layout, the Wonderful World of Model Railway show, I'm pretty sure it's called. So if you see me there on Saturday, come over, say hi, have a good old chat, as I'm always willing to talk to people. So that's this weekend Basingstoke, so that's likely to be an 8 o'clock video. Next Wednesday is always 8 o'clock videos, and I'll be working through my box of bits. Then for the weekend afterwards is going to be Ali Pali. And because that's up in London, it's going to take me time to get it edited. Then for the weekend after that, we are back to normal. It's going to be a normal video because I'm doing something fun for a later video, hopefully. Then we got a new show for me. Let me go and just check the details for that one. Just looking at my phone here. It's a Portsmouth Model Railway show on the 4th of April. And then for 11th of April, it will be up in York for the York show. So there's quite a few shows coming up. and I hope everybody liked the content I got coming up for the next little while. Like I said a few weeks ago, my Wednesday videos are going through projects I got to my bots, which I just haven't got around to doing yet. And in a few weeks' time, I hope to start getting live videos out again. So that's going to be beginning to mid-May. I now got access to laser cutter and 3D printer at uni. So we got some fun projects coming up in the summer. And I got some ideas over the summer. So from about mid-May, hopefully I'll give you more stuff to watch. And we'll have some more fun projects. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. As I have said several times, if you do buy a Dapol signal, please read the instructions carefully. As I have said, there's 2 different versions, so using the wrong method on the wrong one could result in destroying your signal, and when for a bit of money to start off with, you really don't want to do that. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much. Richard.